And we are live back again. You saw the first pitch there, called a ball, and this is the if game for the D Division Championship. DC Swag, I apologize for getting that wrong earlier. DC Swag is the visiting team against Cleats and Cleavage. And there's a walk to the leadoff batter for DC Teeman. She takes a leadoff walk, and we'll be giving you, again, continued updates on that B Division if game here in this broadcast as well. So as soon as we have a winner in that game, we'll let you know. In the meantime, Walker Leahy takes a ball and then hits a hard ground ball down the third base line. Teeman's going to round second and hold there as that left fielder was able to get to that ball in a hurry. Joel?
And I think this D Division if game is the final game of the 2018 ASANA World Series, but I don't know. We just keep coming up with free softball.
Yeah, we do. We've had extra innings today. We have had some exciting softball, and that brings up Jones with runners at first and second and nobody out. And a called strike on the outside corner. Here's the 1-2. Hard ground ball to the short, past the dive of the shortstop. In comes Teeman. No, she's going to hold there. As Jones gets to first on the single, that'll load the bases for Krasinski. So we've got Teeman at third, Walker Leahy at second, and Jones at first.
And we've tried to keep you up to date on the field conditions, and I got to talk to the umpires before this if game, and it's the same ones, and they assure me that that turf is hot.
There's a fly ball to left field. There's a catch, but not gonna risk it, as the left fielder did about as textbook a move as you can. Caught that ball, kept running in the whole time, didn't even bother to throw it. Made eye contact with that runner in third as if to say, go ahead and try it. So Krasinski is out on the fly ball, and that'll bring up Garcia. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. She bobbles it a little bit, but comes home, fires the strike there for the force. A little bit of a collision there. And no harm, no foul. Some good sportsmanship there as they share a chuckle at home plate. And just like that, 2 outs as the play goes 1-2. And still, the bases are loaded. That'll bring up Peterson. This was kind of the issue that Swag had in the last, or the Cleavage had in the last game. They were able to load the bases but not really get much here. We'll see if a 2-out hit from Peterson can play to run.
Yeah, it's tough to get 2 outs quickly that way, but a little base hit can make it all better.
Here's the pitch. A little short. And that one is outside. And a bases loaded walk will bring in that runner from Teeman. Walker Leahy gets to third. Jones will go to second, and Peterson, with some excellent patience, will get to first. That ball is deep as Walker Leahy, number 2, comes up with bases loaded. And there's a called strike. 2 outs, bases loaded. And there's a strikeout on the foul out. So Joel, explain how that works.
So when the batter comes to the plate, they have a 1-1 count, 1 strike and 1 ball. So 2 strikes in any form, including foul balls, is going to be a strikeout. Some leagues play with what's called a foul to give, where if that 3rd strike is a foul, you get 1 more, but not in the ASANA World Series.
So folks, I have an exciting update for you. If you've been coming along with us, we've been giving you updates on the B Division Championship game. Team Grind from North Dakota forced an if game over Ballers with a come-from-behind win in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Ballers goes into the game in the if game, and they've kind of been leading all the way. As we approach the top of the 7th inning, Ballers 12, Team Grind 11. And Team Grind is the home team there, so they will get another at-bat regardless of what happens in the top of the 7th. So we have got exciting softball at every field right now. We will continue to bring you updates as we get them. So that'll bring up cleats and cleavage. Sorry, Joel, that'll bring up cleats and cleavage. Now Barron is the leadoff batter.
And if they end up in a tie, then I will apologize for saying that this was the last game.
They will just continue to play the extras until that game is over. There's a strike called on Barron. Cleats and Cleavage, the home team here. They're from Austin. So we've got a little Austin, D.C. war going on here. And there's a line drive down the left field line, and fair. As Barron races around first and heads to second. That was kissed the line down there, it looked like.
I think so. It's a little bit hard for us to see from up here. We've got some bleacher roofs in our way, but looks like that was right down the line.
So that'll bring up Miranda with the runner at second. Barron hustling down on that double down the left field line. We'll tell you who that's brought to you by here in just a second. There's a hard ground ball to third. Up with it. Fires over to first across the diamond, and they get the out. But Barron is able to advance to first on the play that, or to third on the play that goes 5-3. That'll bring up Staley Melanik. With a run just 70 feet away. There's a fly ball, left center field. That should be enough to score the run, and it will. Barron comes in, and we've got, guess what, a tie ball game.
And we've seen some runners hold because of the good arms, but that one was just deep enough, and that was a well-manufactured run to get it from second to third and home.
Yeah, it was a combination of deep enough and momentum, right? Because she was running away from the field as she caught that. So a good job to stop and get that ball back in. But that run was going to score on that no matter what. Driver Perez takes that first pitch, comes up with 2 down and nobody on. That ball is deep. We have 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's a strike on the inside corner. That curveball came back to catch that corner. So we've got a full count here to Driver Perez. There's a fly ball right field. And that's going to get caught on the run by the right fielder. What a play. We have seen some really good defense here in the first championship game and now in this if game.
And those right fielders have been playing perfect ball out there almost. It's been impressive.
Yeah, if you brought a team to the World Series where you thought you could maybe hide somebody in right field, did you ever come to the wrong tournament? Because these batters have been hitting that ball to right like it's their job.
And when the right-handed batter's hitting it that way, it comes off with a weird spin. Those aren't easy catches.
Right, you are, because it's, you've got the wind blowing out from left to right there. And from a right-handed bat hitting that ball, there's going to be a little bit of a natural curl to it. So definitely in a situation where you're going to need to use both hands on there. Hard to do when you catch it on the run like that, but she was able to close that glove and keep it there, as that brings up Walker from the swag. And Walker pops it up to the shortstop, who's calling for it, almost right behind second base, and that is out number 1.
And you may wonder, it looked like that ball ends up closer to second base, but the shortstop has a much better angle to follow that ball in and track it into her glove.
All right, I wonder if she's battling the sun a little bit, though, because that sun is kind of right there. She didn't have any problem with it, but it might become a factor later. Gulvas sends a shot into right center field. That's got to drop. Right center fielder's up with it, gets the ball in. And Gulvas reaches with a single.
Just a good spot there. Nothing the fielders could do. Just split them.
That'll bring up Nefit Cobbin. Runner at first, 1 out. Fouls that one off. I'll give you another update. That B Division Championship game is still going on, as Gulvas makes it to second on the line drive down the left field by Nefit Cobbin, who does a nifty piece of hitting with the 1 out there. That'll bring up Megan with bases 1 and 2 full of swag. So we're in the bottom of the 7th in that if game. Ballers up 15 to Grinders 11. And there's a fly ball down to left field side. That's going to fall in. And Gulvas will get to third. Nefit Cobbin gets to second, and Megan will make it to first. And we've got bases loaded for Sahedi. So, yeah, so again, Ballers up 15 from San Diego over North Dakota Grind. This is a ball game over there. Bottom of 7. Team Grind is the home team. We'll see if they're able to come back like they did the last time. We'll have an update for you as soon as that game has a winner, as Haiti takes a strike.
And in this game, we see once again that with the arms and the hustle in the outfield, second base is not always scoring position.
There's a ground ball, shortstop. She's up with it, gets the out the short way, but that run still scores, does Gulvas for Swag, and they take a 2-1 lead, but 2 outs there as Haiti hits into the fielder's choice. And Nefit Cobbin is forced out at third. Megan still makes it to second, and Sahedi is safe at first, and that turns the lineup over for Tiemann here in the top of the second. Tiemann hits a ground ball to shortstop, who's up with it and fires over to first in time. That was a gutsy throw.
It was. I think she looked for the tag and knew she didn't have it, and so she just juiced it over there to first and got it just in the nick of time.
And credit Sahedi for forcing that throw, because Sahedi was hustling to second so fast. She was getting there before the second baseman was. So the shortstop really didn't have an option to go the short way and had to fire a strike for first and was able to get the out. So Tiemann is out on the fielder's choice.
You know, I think over in that Ballers game, I don't know if you want to say history rhymes or repeats itself, but I believe that the 4-run deficit is exactly what the Ballers had to overcome at first to get back into that 7th inning in the last game.
That is exactly right. And then as soon as they did, Team Grind came back and scored 2 to win it.
And with Grind as the home team, the Ballers wouldn't get that chance this time.
Grind has scored a run. So it is now 15-12 with nobody out. And there's a line drive down the left field line. And a great play. That was the shortstop, Garcia Valerio, on that hard hit ball down the left field line. And that gives us an opportunity to remind you that today's games are brought to you by Dirt Athletics, your premier choice for event apparel. A key ASANA partner for 11 years. If you've been to an ASANA tournament, chances are you've come home with dirt on you. Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/dirtathletics. There's a fly ball left center field. That's going to drop. Garcia Valero is going to get to third and hold up there as that throw comes in cleanly to the infield. Garcia Zeller on at first, and they're going to bring in a runner for her. That'll bring up Bartholic.
And we've talked about these pinch runners, or what they call courtesy runners, and you get one every inning. You can replace any runner that you want to, but you can only do it once.
This is some good softball here. D-Division Championship at ASANA. Ground ball to first base. She's up with it. Fires over to first. They get the runner. That's Garcia Zeller, but Garcia Valerio is able to come in on the fielder's choice, and the play goes 1-6. Garcia Zeller is forced out at second. Bartholic is safe at first, and Hernandez comes up to the plate. So we got a tie ball game 2-2 in the second inning with 1 out. Pops that ball up. Left center fielder is calling for it. She comes in and makes the grab. So that is F8 for out 2. So we've got 2 runs for the home team, 2 runs for the visiting team, and 2 outs here in the second inning. 2s across the board. That'll bring up Saladin with the runner at first. And that ball caught the corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball, pitcher kind of lost the grip of that one, so it never reached that height requirement. And a swinging strike out. Saladin goes out.
Came right back with that strikeout, and you got to remember that pitcher pitched the entire first game of this championship, whereas the pitcher for the cleats and cleavage actually was switched midway, so she's working hard out there.
She is indeed. This transition is brought to you by the Sports Diversity Leadership Council. The SDLC is a membership organization of sports teams, leagues, and organizations, as well as corporate partners, convention and visitors bureaus, sports commissions, and individuals working together to harness the power of the sports community. ASANA is a proud member of the SDLC, and you can find out more at sportsdiversityleadership.com.
And it looks like the sun's going to be hidden behind the clouds for a little bit, so hopefully that field will cool down some.
So as we head to the top of the third, that'll be Walker Leahy. And that pitch hits the ball, hits the plate. So we'll have an update for you on the conclusion of that B-Division Championship game right after this at-bat. That game has ended. We will tell you how it plays out here. Full count to Walker Leahy. Fly ball left center field, and that ball is caught. So folks, as promised, we have a B-Division Championship update for you. To 2018 B-Division champion is your San Diego Ballers as they wrested away from the North Dakota Grind in an epic battle, 15-13. So congratulations to the North Dakota Grind, who put in an incredible effort, and to the San Diego Ballers, who have taken the championship mantle away. So an excellent, epic battle. We were able to see the first half of it here as Jones flies out to left center field, and that'll bring up Krasinski.
And the Grind won that first game by 1 run, so you're dealing with 2 games separated by 1 run. How much closer can you get in a championship?
Exactly right. And, you know, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat there as Ballers came out swinging, kind of led pretty much the whole way, but Grinders just kept living up to their name and grinding away. Congratulations to the San Diego Ballers on that championship, and to North Dakota for nabbing 2 trophies in 2 years, first and then second. And that fly ball by Krasinski is out number 3 for the Swag. So it'll be cleats and cleavage coming up at a tie ball game here in the bottom of 3. That update is brought to you by Southland Realtors, Brandy Krass at Southland Realtors. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Knoxville area, or you know someone who is, put Brandy Krass to work for you. She will exceed your expectations because she will not be outworked. Reach her directly at 865-323-7723 or email at brandy@southlandrealtors.com. That's Brandy with an I at southlandrealtors.com.
You know, when you get into these if games, sometimes you're running into the after tournament events, but there's still a good crowd here waiting to see the end of this.
There is. There's not a seat to be had in the stands anywhere. So still a festive atmosphere at the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series, as we're just a couple of innings away from being able to crown a D Division champion in this if game. DC Swag was able to beat Cleats and Cleavage in the first game, forcing an if game, and now we've got it all tied up here as Schlumberger is at the plate for Cleats and Cleavage of Austin, Texas. Takes a ball there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. There's the line shot right at the second baseman who had to adjust, comes up, fires to second, and in time to get the hustle and Schlumberger. What a play! Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
I mean, I don't know what was the best part of that. The moving the wrong way, getting the glove on the ball, picking it up, or that first base stretch. I do not know how she stayed on that bag.
It was all, my goodness, it was just a beautiful play. They're going to have some discussion down there as Goins comes up to the plate with 1 out. What a great recovery by that second baseman who had broken to her right and then quickly adjusted to the left. Got a glove on it to slow it down long enough to recover and throw. Goins goes after that first pitch, gets it over to the pitcher, who then fires a strike over to first, and the play goes 1-3 for out number 2. That'll bring up Shaw. Shaw will bat from the right side. There's a hard shot down the left field line, and it is fair. Barron, or Shaw rather, will get to first as Barron steps into the batter's box to bat with 2 away.
And again, they get that ball in quickly. Those balls so close to the line are often doubles, but not today.
I know those outfielders are breaking for that right away, and they're able to come up with it. Part of it, too, is that grass is wet out there, so it's slowing that ball down. But they're making fundamental plays. They are cutting that ball off before it gets past them at all. There's a hard ground ball into the outfield from Barron, and Shaw will hold at second. That was right in the 5.5 hole, and that'll bring up Miranda, who grounded out to the third baseman in her last at bat. 2 out and 2 on here in a tied score, 2-all. There's a fly ball to left field, and Swag makes the out. So no runs in there. Once again, if you missed the update, that B Division championship game has concluded. That if game, and the San Diego Ballers have won 15-13 over the North Dakota Team Grind. North Dakota was the defending champion going into that game, but Ballers was able to win in the if game.
I wish we could have brought you both of them, but they were happening simultaneously.
On separate fields, and we only have so many cameras. So this inning transition is brought to you by PTS Logistics, an Atlanta-based third-party logistics provider specializing in white glove delivery service, custom fulfillment, long and short-term warehousing, and dry ice sales and distribution. Let them do a run for you. Check them out at pts-ga.com. That ball is fouled back. That's Garcia there. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. Shortstop. She's up with it. Got it. That's Garcia Valerio. And Garcia flies out to Garcia Valerio.
Nice range over there by the shortstop. Not always an easy play.
That'll bring up Peterson. And that ball goes foul.
Good try by the catcher. Almost got there to make the out, just ahead of her glove.
Looked like Peterson got caught trying to place that ball and was trying to send the ball to right field on an inside pitch and just couldn't get the bat head around. So Peterson lives to fight another day, and here's the pitch, and there's a hard shot down the third base line that gets past the glove of the third baseman, and just like that, Peterson is on a hard single. Good piece of hitting and a dangerous hit with 2 strikes.
Yeah, that close to the line. If that ball's foul, she's out. So nice job there.
That'll bring up Cassandra Walker-Leahy. Here's the pitch. That is called a ball. 2 deep. Runner at first, 1 out. That ball also 2 deep. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's strike 2, so we have a full count now. Still deadlocked 2-2. And we have a strikeout as that foul ball lands to the ground for out number 2 on the foul out strikeout. That'll bring up Walker.
And it takes confidence for that pitcher to throw such a high arcing ball on that last pitch with a full count, especially after 2 of them were called too deep. So nice job there to get that out.
First pitch to Walker is a called strike on the outside corner. Oh, and she sends a shot down the third base line and foul, and that is strikeout for the 3rd out here as we head off to the bottom half of the 4th inning.
And this inning transition is brought to you by Berserk Athletics, your go-to for all uniform packages. They can do full dye sublimation, spot dye, or even screen printed uniforms. Berserk Athletics, because when you look good, you play good. Check them out at berserkathletics.com.
So we're all knotted up here, 2 apiece. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cleats and Cleavage is the home team from Austin, Texas, and DC Swag is the visiting team. They have won the first game, forcing this if game. This is the D Division Championship. If you are watching along on Facebook or YouTube, you have been treated to some quality softball here in this D Division Championship. As Staley Malinik comes up and hits a shot to right field that is caught for out number 1.
And you may have noticed it looks like the shortstop and the pitcher give a little hug and turn over the ball at the beginning of every inning. That could have been something that they've been doing for years, or could have been something they started and when they won the game they just had to keep doing it.
Right. Here's Driver Perez. That ball hits the plate. And in this league, that's a ball. Here's the pitch. And that's called a strike. Driver Perez takes there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. All knotted up here at 2 in the bottom half of the 4th. There's a hard ground ball. That's up the middle past the second baseman. And Driver Perez is going to be on board with a 1-out single here. As Cleats and Cleavage is going to try to break this tie as they send up their shortstop, Garcia Valerio.
And that was another hit that just had eyes right to the right spot. Couldn't quite get there for the second baseman.
There's a ground ball. Shortstop up with it. Fires it over to second for the 1st out. No throw there on the return. So Garcia Valerio hits into the fielder's choice. That forces driver Perez out at second, but she is safe at first. Well, that'll bring up Garcia Zeller. Two away. Here's the pitch. That ball is called illegal. Did not hit the height requirement. No clock in this game. We will go full 7. There's a ground ball shortstop. Up with it. Beautiful range to her left. Takes the base hit away as she goes deep into the hole to get that one, robbing Garcia Zeller of a single up the middle. What a great play by that shortstop.
Yeah, no fatigue on that play. They've been playing a long day, and this is the second game, but she's still rolling out there.
That was just some outstanding defense. I don't know when we're going to break this tie, but it's been 2-2 now for a while. And we'll bring up Gulvas for the DC Swag as we head into the top of 5, knotted up at 2 apiece.
Just seems like this game is headed for, somebody who gets a couple bad breaks or somebody who gets one out past the outfielders is going to have the best chance here. And this transition for this inning is brought to you by another one of our sponsors, Compete Magazine. From the hottest interviews and sexiest photo shoots to game day coverage and fitness tips, Compete Magazine offers something fresh and unique for everyone. Since 2006, each print and digital issue of Compete Magazine is richly designed and packed with a slew of exceptional features and columns. Throughout the year, our readers are entertained by special features such as our wildly popular swimsuit issue and Athlete of the Year award. Check them out at CompeteNetwork.com.
And that ball is called a foul ball down the third baseline. That was a hard base hit, or a hard hit by Gulvas, but again, it was a foul. So she will live to swing another day here. The third baseman maybe takes a step closer to that line. There's a fly ball to left center field. That ball's going to die out there with no wind whatsoever, and Gulvas is out on the play that goes F8 for out number 1. That'll bring up Nefit Cobbin. Also batting from the right side. Takes a strike, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on. And she will strike out on the foul ball that goes out of play for out number 2. That'll bring up Megan. There's there's a first pitch swinging, and that's going to be caught by the third baseman. What a range there for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for cleats and cleavage as they're able to get the swag 1-2-3, and that'll bring up Bartholic, Hernandez, and Saladin as we head into the home half of the 5th.
And another defensive and pitching showdown here in the if game of the D series. And we have another sponsor right now to talk about. This is the 2019 Sin City Classic sponsoring this transition. 19 sports, thousands of athletes, and one heck of a good time. The 12th annual Sin City Classic will kick off January 17th, 2019. Registration will open soon. Come for the games, stay for the party. Find out more at sincityclassic.org.
Thank you, Joel. We're heading into the bottom half of the 5th inning, knotted up at 2 apiece. We've had some exciting softball here today in these championship games here at the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series from Valerie's Park in San Bernard Parish, just outside New Orleans in Chalmette, Louisiana. And there's a high fly ball down the right field side, but foul. So Bartholic will live to swing another day. That is a short fence out there, just 220 down the right field line.
No,
320. 320 down the right field line. Sorry about that.
One of the other fields we saw was 215 down that line, and many of the fields are slightly different. This is, I believe, the biggest one, 355 to dead center and 320 on that right field line.
I have put my glasses on now, folks, so I'm good.
And 305 down the left.
Ground ball, second base. She's up with it and sends a strike over to first just in time, as Bartholic was certainly hustling down there. But the play goes 4-3 for the out, and that'll bring up Hernandez, batting from the right side. Still knotted up here. 2 runs apiece for Austin, Texas cleats and cleavage, and 2 runs for DC Swag. There's a perfect pitch from the pitcher. That's a called strike, so 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hernandez. She steps into that one, hits a shot over the shortstop's head, and takes a trot down to first base with the 1-out single. She just adjusted her feet in that box and went after that thing.
Didn't work out the way the pitcher wanted, but I think that ball was where she wanted it. It just come even a little further inside. Sometimes you can track it inside and get that early swing for a foul ball, but the batter put it right over the shortstop's head.
Good piece of hitting there. That'll bring up Saladin. And she comes right back with a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a fly ball, shallow left center field, could be in no man's land, and it drops down, and Hernandez is able to get to second. Saladin on the seeing eye blooper gets to first, and Joel, guess who that brings up?
I have no idea, Roman. I just can't imagine.
It is our favorite name, Schlumperberger. She steps into the box.
On that last play, the third baseman did get a glove on it, but turned around, just couldn't quite reel it in.
Schlumberger thought about hitting that one, but lays off of it, takes the strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's 1 out, 2 on in a 2-2 tie here in the bottom of 5. She sends a shot right up the middle, past the glove of the shortstop. Hernandez will round third, coming home. Here comes the throw into the infield. They're not going to try to get her, trying to keep those forces in play instead. Saladin able to get to second, and Schlumberger with the 1-out RBI single to break this tie. 3-2, cleats and cleavage. That'll bring up Goins, who is the manager of this team. Sorry about that.
And that was a smart play there, I think, to hold those runners.
Goins goes after that one. Oh, here comes the runner coming home, and Saladin able to steal that one. So here's what happened. Goins went way out of her way to throw to send that ball over to the left side of the infield. The shortstop was playing way over to cut that ball off in the middle. She's able to stop the ball, gets the ball over to second. Meanwhile, Schlumberger is hustling down to second and does the slide to break up the double play. When the slide comes in, it takes out the runner at second, and that allows Saladin to come home as well. So 2 runs come in on that, and the score is 4-2. And that ball gets hit down the foul, or gets hit foul down the third baseline.
Yeah, and on that play, when you're the defense, sometimes you're hoping to find some kind of interference call, but that was a clean slide. It just tumbled the second baseman and made it tougher for them to get any ball home. But there was nothing there that anybody could have done or did wrong on that one.
No, and with that wet turf out there, that slide was what a slide's supposed to be. It was head first. She was right in there. And Shaw has 2 strikes on her. That's a little line drive that kind of fades out toward the shortstop, and Goins is able to get on board to second base as Shaw comes through with her second single in as many at-bats and gets on at first. There's 2 outs here, and we head up to the top of the inning for Barron. To the top of the lineup for Barron, who is 2 for 3 herself, or 2 for 2 herself. Bottom of 5 here. Cleats and Cleavage have scored 2. 2 on and 2 out. She hits a hard shot to the shortstop, who's up with it and gets it over to second for out number 3. And this inning comes to a close, but not before Cleats and Cleavage is able to plate 2 across, breaking the tie as we head into the top of the 6th inning. DC Swag 2, Cleats and Cleavage 4, here in the D Division Championship IF game at the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series.
I don't know how these games can be much more dramatic, Roman.
I don't either. They must know that we're broadcasting these games. This is the first time a championship softball tournament by and for the LGBT community and our allies has really ever been broadcast to this extent. And they must have been saving it because they are putting on a show for our viewers. I hope those folks at home are enjoying this.
Yeah, we're glad to be doing this, and I think we got to thank them for putting on such good softball to make these broadcasts so dramatic and exciting.
There's the line drive into left field for Sahedi. The pitcher does a good job of hitting there. Goes after that first pitch.
With the pitching, the fielding, and now the bat, I think if I had to pick an MVP right now, that's who I'm going with.
If DC Swag comes back to win this game, I am inclined to agree with you. Tiemann now will come up. Takes a pitch on the outside. There's a hard hit into left center field. That's going to drop in. The runner that got put in for Sahedi makes it to second, and Tiemann is on board with a single. And we've got two on for Walker Leahy.
And I think that's where you're still seeing the effects of the weather and the rain. The infield is given good hops, but that ball didn't come up much at all for that left center fielder.
So Heather Walker Leahy takes a pitch and takes another, so it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out. Sends a fly ball, left center field. She's up with it, calls for it. Here comes the runner to third. It is safe. She is in time on the slide, and that was a gutsy call with these arms out there.
It was a gutsy call, and in fact, even on the bounce, the ball was there, but the bounce put it up high. She was able to get in under it, and in addition, like we said at second, she slid past the bag, but she got her arm around it to stay on it.
That'll bring up Jones with 2 on and runners in scoring position. She sends a little bouncer to shortstop, over to first, but not in time with Jones' speed, and that run comes in from third. That was Sahedi's run. And Tiemann holds at second as Jones gets to first.
And great base running at second there. You saw one player score and one player get to first, but a lot of that was the runner at second did a little jig over there to keep the shortstop from throwing right away, and that bought the time to get that runner safe at first.
And that'll bring up Krasinski. Takes a pitch there, so 2 balls and 1 strike and 2 on, first and second. At second is Tiemann, at first is Jones. 1 in already, 1 out in a 3-4 ball game here in the top of 6. And a strike is called there now, so we've got a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Krasinski's going to think about it for a second. Steps out of the box, comes back in. There's a fly ball, left field. That ball is down. That ball is down. Tiemann's going to get to third. Jones is going to get to second, and Krasinski's on board with a single that just found some grass out there somehow. Kind of in that no man's land.
Just off the glove and came down. She ran in as hard as she could, but just couldn't quite get under it.
Still only 1 run in. Garcia now comes to the plate from the left side. She sends a foul back.
And if they break this open in this inning, it could be about that aggressive base running, because that play that was safe at first would have been an easy out to third if they had the force.
Here's the 1-2. Fly ball right field. That ball is foul, so a strikeout for a big. It's hard to quantify just how big that second out was. As the bases are loaded for Peterson. She sends a shot into right center field, and that is caught in her tracks for out number 3. So The Swag is able to put a runner on, but Cleats and Cleavage is able to dodge the extra bullet. With the bases loaded and only one out, they get the strikeout and then the fly out. So they are able to cling to this one-run lead as they go into the bottom of the sixth, leading 4-3 in this D-Division Championship softball game.
As you said, that was a huge strikeout. You always want to get that run home from third with less than 2 outs, and when you don't, it's tough.
We're here on Championship Saturday at the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series. Lots of you are watching on Facebook and YouTube. We sure appreciate it. We appreciate your interactivity. Keep it coming. We've got Miranda coming up here in the bottom of the sixth with Cleats and Cleavage of Austin, Texas, holding on to a 4-3 lead over the DC Swag in this final if game. And here comes the pitch. A little too deep. Nothing wrong with that one, except it's a line drive right at the second baseman for Miranda. Good, solid shot, though, wasn't it?
It was. And it was a nice play to get that because it was curving a little bit towards right field.
That'll bring up Staley Melenik. 0 for 2 so far in that number 3 spot. She sends a shot to left field, though that ball is down, almost as if she heard me say she was 0 for 2.
That was a nice piece of hitting there. Classic line drive single.
Yeah, she just kept the weight back, let those hands go through, stepped in time, and sent a rocket out there. That'll bring up driver Perez from the left side in the number 4 spot. Cleanup hitter here takes the ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out. Takes a strike there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To driver Perez. There's a shot to right field. That's going to drop. Staley Melenik is going to get to second in a hurry because that ball came in from right field in a hurry. But driver Perez is on board with her second single of the game. And that'll bring up Garcia Valerio, the shortstop for this Cleats and Cleavage team. One out, runners at first and second, up by a run. Garcia Valerio goes after that one, pops it up into shallow right center field, and she comes up and drops the ball. She goes for the force out at third, and my goodness, she gets it.
I don't know what to say. She had second base right there, and she still goes for the lead runner. That is championship softball right there.
Oh my goodness, I'm grinning from ear to ear because this is such a good game. We've got runners at first and second, and Garcia Valerio flies out to left center field. She's still on base at first, and Staley Melenik is out at second, or out at third, and now driver Perez is out at second for out number 3. That was some heads-up outfield play there. The ball tipped off her glove. She had to come on running in a long way and able to fire a strike to third to keep that runner off the bases. So that'll bring up Garcia, Zeller, Bartholic, and Hernandez if they come up. But right now, as we head into the top of the 7th inning, DC Swag has 1 run they have to score if they want to keep this game going.
And smart for that right center fielder to know that the runners had to hold, but really to throw that ball to third instead of second to get that lead runner is an unusual and impressive play.
I want to give some props out to this DC Swag team. Their manager is Rhonda Jackson and Diana Ring is a Chesapeake and Potomac, or CAPS, Softball League Hall of Famer. The team was founded in August 1st of 2011. They've been to the World Series 4 times, Orlando, Kansas City, Austin, and now NOLA. And in 2017, last year, they placed 3rd in the D division, so they're guaranteed at least second here, so this team just keeps on getting better and better.
I've had to say it so much, I feel like it's even more trite than usual, but you really don't want to see either team lose this.
That is true, and there's it was a ground ball to third. She fired a strike over to first, but not able to keep the ball in her glove.
And the tying run is on.
as Walker Leahy gets on board there. That's Cassandra Walker Leahy. That'll bring up Walker. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive out to left field. She's up with it, bobbles it. Walker Leahy's going to round second and head to third. No, she's going to think better of it, as that was an excellent recovery by the outfield to get that ball in and hold her to second base. So Walker Leahy's at second, Walker's at first, and that'll bring up Gulvas batting from the left side, as Swag has the tying run just 140 feet away. And why wouldn't it be? It's only the seventh inning in the championship if game. Why wouldn't the tying run only be 140 feet away?
But with nobody down, no reason to risk getting thrown out at third. So smart play to hold there.
2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch took some steel to take, but she took it and won the battle there. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, third base. Gets by her a little bit, fires a strike over to second, but not in time. And now the bases are loaded. The tying run's at third. The go-ahead run is at second base as Walker Leahy makes it to third, Walker to second, and Gulvas is at first with Neefit Cobbin coming in. Neefit Cobbin is 1 for 2.
Looks like there's a substitution. We saw the manager of Swag come out and talk to the umpire at the plate.
So they're going to swap out a runner there. Nobody out here. DC Swag letting everybody know they're still in this game.
Unbelievable.
You know, these teams play with a lot of heart, a lot of energy, and you can hear the fans. They're just going crazy for this game. Lots of Austin folks, lots of DC folks. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. That looks like it's going to be right into the glove of the second baseman. It is. Didn't see if an infield fly was called or not. But that is the first out. Neefit Cobbin goes after the first pitch, and it results in the first out on the fly ball to second base.
And I think if you can do it, you've got to hit the fly ball to get this tying run in.
I think that's the most important thing, is that runner at third. Everything else really just kind of is superlative. As a beautiful pitch on the inside corner results in strike 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball in the 5.5 hole, and the tying run will come in, and Walker Leahy. Walker will head to third, Gulvas will get to second, and Megan will get to first, and I'm almost out of a voice.
This is just impressive softball. We're looking at her sacrifice, and she manages to get the base hit.
1 out, bases are still loaded, and Sahady will come up. That's the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Goes after that one and sends a line drive to left field. In comes Walker. Gulvas will get to third, sliding in safely. Megan will get to second, and Sahady makes it to first. And the bases are still loaded as the DC Swag have taken the lead here in the top of the 7th.
And way to help yourself out there. You're pitching.
They're going to bring in another either substitution or runner here. Either way, there's Sahady is going to take off and head to the dugout. And there's another ground ball right up the middle. That'll bring up Gulvas in. Megan heads to third. She's going to go back. Here comes the throw. She was headed to home, it looked like. They're going to check her there. So another run comes in. That's Gulvas, 3 in this inning. So we've got Megan at third, Sahady's runner at second, and Tiemann comes up with a big hit and is at first base for Heather Walker Leahy. Here's the pitch. So no matter what, Cleats and Cleavage will have an opportunity to steal this game back, as they are the home team. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball, left field. Shallow, but the left fielder looks like she's got it. She does. Throw gets away. And on the sac fly, Megan comes in. Sahady's runner gets to third. And Tiemann will tag up to get to second. Jones comes up to the plate. And And she sends a fly ball to left field. That's out number 3, possibly. No, that ball gets away. Tiemann will come in to score. Sahadi's runner comes in to score. Jones gets to first, and now the floodgates have opened. Six runs this inning, a couple of those with 2 outs, as Swag takes a 5-run lead here. And that brings up Krasinski. Ground ball, shortstop, who's up with it and just goes the short way to end the bleeding. And DC Swag has had themselves an inning, as Cleats and Cleavage now has some work to do.
They do, but we've seen these deficits overcome before, and this is still amazing softball. You can't ask for anything tighter than this. And you see that shortstop out there again, giving the pitcher a well-deserved hug after that inning. Number 1 there, the pitcher, was actually the one who hit in the go-ahead run.
So here comes Cleats and Cleavage trailing by 5. That's Garcia Zeller up. And she sends a shot to left field. There was a little bit of anger behind that swing. I'm sorry, that's Bartholic.
Yeah, I'm not sure Cleats and Cleavage is done yet either.
Doesn't look like it. Hernandez will come up from the right side. Fly ball, left field, left center field. That ball is caught.
And really no reason for Cleats and Cleavage to hang their heads about that inning. They were just solid hits from Swag that got those runs home.
That's 1 out there. The fly ball to left center field. That'll bring up Saladin. Ooh, swings and misses there. So Cleats and Cleavage is in control of their own destiny here.
And I think number 5 there might have been trying to hit that 5-run homer there.
I think maybe that was a swing. There's a line drive right up the middle. There's that same angry swing, and she this time connects with it. That'll move Bartholic over to second, Saladin over to first on that shot. And that'll bring up Schlumberger with 2 on and 1 out.
With everything we've seen today, there was no reason to think this would be a 3-up, 3-down inning.
Absolutely not. Schlumberger will bat from the left side as per usual, with runners at first and second. Here comes the pitch. And she serves a shot into left center field. That's going to drop and get away from the left center fielder, just enough for Bartholic to take an aggressive turn at third. Saladin to first and Schlumberger to Saladin to second and Schlumberger to first, and that'll bring up Goins, Ashley Goins, the coach of the Mountain View Sierra Vista Vacation Rentals Cleats and Cleavage.
So the tying run in the on-deck circle.
There's a ground ball, third base, she's up with it. Gonna tag the runner at second, get the out at first, and the DC Swag on the double play has double dipped the Cleats and Cleavage team, and DC will take home the D Division trophy from the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series. Joel, what a game.
What a game, and just seems fitting that from today with these defensive showdowns that the last game would end on a double play.
Absolutely. What an amazing comeback for these DC Swag team to come back and double dip this really solid Cleats and Cleavage team. Just that little explosion in the top of the 7th inning is what did it. A great game.
And how often do you see that in softball? It's all about that 1 inning. 1 inning with a lot of runs, everything else is tight, but what great games throughout the day, and what a great finish to this World Series.
That is the final trophy to give away. The after party is coming to you soon. And we want to thank here at Cloud Sports Network the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series for letting us tag along and bring you these exceptional games for the last 3 days. We have had a ball. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you like these videos. Share them along with your friends and family as the DC Swag, we're showing you that celebration there on the field, has earned themselves a heck of a trophy. And this is the kind of thing that really makes this amazing. These two teams who have been in a bitter fight for the last 2 hours are going to come together and cheer each other because they have both earned their place in ASANA softball history with a first and a second place trophy here. New Orleans has been a beautiful city, just a little bit of a rain delay yesterday and a little bit of a rain delay today, but otherwise, while it has been hot, the weather has mostly cooperated, and this 2018 committee really appreciates it, headed by sort of Kat Finley, and we'd like to thank Danny Goodlett, Angela Smith, or Butterbean, Lisa Tinnerman, and all the folks, Tara Burns, who have helped make this presentation possible. So I will say again, for Mitch Barnes, Dr. Joel Trambley, and myself, we are signing off from New Orleans, the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series on the Cloud Sports Network.
Congratulations, Swag. That was our highest rated game of the tournament. Say hi to your fans on the internet. We're live right now. Turn around and say hi. Turn around and say hi. That was the highest rated of the tournament.